Oh, welcome back to the Matrix. You're not just the Matrix, you are the Matrix. How's it feel, Neo? And today we got ourselves a banger daily market news analysis. What is up? What is up? How's everyone feeling out of 10? Make sure you guys are spamming that like button, hitting that share so other people can spam the like button. Let's get into it, y'all. All right, we got ourselves a banger for you today. Let me pull this up. All right, top story. There are no Fed cuts from the Federal Reserve today. Obviously, this wasn't really breaking news per se, but it was as expected. This is exactly what the market expected. But no Fed cuts, and on top of it too, the federal chair Jerome Powell also says that he thinks that the economy is in a good shape. So I thought I had a graphic for you there, but that's okay. But he says that the economy is in good shape. So nothing to fear, nothing to worry about. Fear not, you little rascals. The economy is just fine. Don't worry about it. Nothing to see here. All right, and the big story, we talked about this yesterday, and this was going on live while we were yesterday. The bill was being voted upon yesterday, which is the Genius Act. Crypto stablecoin bill has officially been passed by the House. It has officially been passed by the Senate and is expected to be passed by President Donald J. Trump. So this is a big deal for sure. This definitely is something, and it will institute trillions and trillions of dollars into bonds, and it will back the dollar, in my opinion, and keep that Ponzi scheme going even longer. So it'll be a derivative of a derivative of a derivative. You love to see it. Okay, so crypto is not a threat. This is according to Treasury Secretary Bassett. Today, Secretary Bassett said crypto is not a threat to the dollar. In fact, it strengthens and reinforces the dollar. And I would say with the passing of this bill, the Genius Act, that absolutely is true. So that is going to be really what it's going to institute is trillions of dollars of on-ramping from the federal government into cryptocurrency. And it's a very, very cannot be overstated how big of a deal it actually is. Okay. So Ethereum saw inflows of $216 million. So that was actually the spot ETFs, not Ethereum. My bad. Spot Bitcoin ETF saw $216 million yesterday, making it the 7th straight day in a row. So 7 straight days of positive inflows from Bitcoin, from Ethereum, 7 days in a row from net positive inflow. So while retail is panicking about the war, the institutions are buying. And we have proof. We have actual factual proof. Okay? Not just what I say. Don't just worry. Don't take my word for it. Literally, do as they do, not as they say. Okay? Do as they do, not as they say. All right. And speaking of spot ETFs, the first XRP spot ETF launches in Toronto Stock Exchange. So this is going to be a big deal. We've talked about this too as well, where not necessarily the leverage ETFs aren't as big of a deal as the actual spot ETFs. What we've seen from Bitcoin and Ethereum is the leverage ETFs, they don't mean as much as far as price action, but the spot ones do. So this is a big deal for XRP. One sort of domino to fall in the right direction, so to speak. So we'll be keeping an eye on that. And while this is happening, Ethereum reaches an all-time high of staked Ethereum. So this is the highest that Ethereum has ever been. So we're seeing records of inflows on the ETFs, and we're also seeing records of staked Ethereum at the exact same time. So price equals what? Ladies and gentlemen, it equals supply plus demand. So we're seeing record inflows while the supply has been locked up at the exact same time. Everything, everywhere, all at the same time. All right. And with that, let's get into the charts and the crypto, everybody. So let's start it off with Bitcoin, of course, is the one to start off with. As of the time of recording, Bitcoin is sitting at $104,000. Let me just pull up the screen real quick. There we go. All right, so as of the time of recording, Bitcoin's sitting at $104,400. Kind of a sideways day, and what we're still seeing basically is it's just chopping sideways. Okay, so retail is panicking with the war in Israel stuff, but this is like the same story. So the war in Israel, I don't know if you guys know this or not, that war has been going on for thousands of years. So it's hard for me to believe that it's market uncertainty with that, because that war has been taking place for thousands and thousands of years. Okay. But as it stands right now, Bitcoin is just chopping sideways and making slightly higher lows. And we'll see if we find support on the 3-hour chart. We are about to get across to the upside. And the same is true for the 5-hour chart, not as much. But what I anticipate for Bitcoin is to continue to chop sideways. And the next sort of key level line in the sand is going to be the retracement in the micro, which is about $107,500. And to me, that for Bitcoin is going to be the decider. Are we going to continue to range, or are we going to make a real push to the next leg? And the next leg, of course, takes us to $118,000. Looking at Bitcoin dominance, it's still trending upwards on this retracement. So we'll see where it starts to roll over. We're about to get across on the 5-hour chart. And what I want to see is us take this out. 64.4 would be the first level, and then the more macro level is going to be 63.7%. But this is having a real hard time at this level right now. So this is probably about the 786 at this point, and we'll see. But it's not like it has a lot of steam or a lot of gas. I anticipate it to take this out. And it's all going to be dependent upon Ethereum. Ethereum, to me, is the key. Holds the key to the castle, and we're at the bottom of the range right now. So we talked about this earlier in a video, but essentially there's two plausibilities. There's two probabilities for Ethereum right now. Either A, it's going to find support off of the bottom of this range, which it has done 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, maybe 6 times. So this would be the 6th time finding support at the bottom of the range. Either A, that is what's going to happen, and then it's going to go to the top of the range again, which is about 2,900, or it will finally break to the bottom of the range, and it will make a double bottom at about $2,300. Now, me personally, I think we're going to find support, but I have a plan of action, even if it doesn't. So if Ethereum decides it wants to break the support and make a double bottom over here, what I'm going to do, I have my limit orders in right now. I am ready right now. So I don't expect that to happen. I don't anticipate that to happen, but it's not necessarily about having predictions. It's about having plausibilities. What is the most plausible outcome to the upside? What is the most plausible outcome to the downside? Having a plan of action in either scenario. And as far as XRP low-key kind of is performing better very quietly, even though it's just chopping sideways, but it is performing a little bit better than Ethereum, and it's still just holding this as support, and that's what I anticipated. It's kind of the same story as Ethereum, though. There's two basic plausible outcomes. Either A, it's going to find support, which it has done 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, 6 times, 7 times, 8 times, 9 times. Would this be the 10th time that XRP is going to find support on this trend? I vote yes. That is what I think is going to happen. And then it's going to make a plunge to the retracement, and we're going to see, does it have enough gas to actually make a fight to the upside, or are we going to get rejected and test it again? I think that is the most plausible outcome, is XRP goes up to the retracement, gets rejected, tests the trend once again. But again, same thing. I have my limit orders at $1.80 if the opportunity presents itself. I don't think we're going to get that unless you're highly blessed, highly favored. But that is what I think for the market. In a nutshell, we are still just trending upwards. When we have these big events, typically what we see is that is what a local bottom looks like. That's what a local bottom feels like on the cryptocurrency markets. But let me know in the comments what you guys think. Subscribe and follow for more if you're watching the replay. And if you're watching live, let's get into your guys' questions, comments, and concerns. All right. What is up, everybody? How's everyone feeling out of 10 today? Let me know in the comments down below. Make sure you guys spam that like button, hit that share. Redemption says, first, you were first. In fact, my brethren, looking for the #1 crown today. My altcoins look like crap. It happens. It happens. This is where the cream rises to the top. And I did not put the sound on there today. What it do? What it do? What's up, y'all? Says, great to see you, Ski. Great to see you as well, Alan. XRP. We just went over XRP. Retail panics. Institutions buy. Exactly. 100%. Ski, what about meme coin CME? What is up with it? I don't know. I was not an investor into that project. I don't know anything about it. The total 3, 6 back hurts. 6, oh, your back hurts. 7, what price do you think Polkadot will do? I think Polkadot reasonably does a 3 to 7x. You failed your homework. I know. Bro, please tell me we're going back up soon. I think we're all super frustrated. I think so. Listen, and that's what capitulation feels like. It feels like frustration. It feels like despair. It feels like World War III is about to start. That's what it feels like. Says, yo, what up, Be Like Water? Good to see you, brother. What's a good price to long Uniswap at? The new banner on the bottoms look sick, man. I appreciate that. Appreciate it, brother. Can you check out DIA chart? We'll take a look at it. Comment on ADA. I like ADA a lot here. $2, $4, $6, $8. All right, let's check out DIA, and then we're going to get into your guys' questions, comments, concerns. Make sure you guys drop a follow. We're trying to get this account over 10,000 followers. The other one got banned because TikTok was hating. But no matter, this account is literally getting more views than the other one. So I'm not tripping. And my suspect that the other one was shadow banned has been confirmed because brand new account literally making more views. Tells me everything I need to know. But that's okay. Listen, brother, I like this chart a lot. Let me check out the tokenomics on this. I imagine what does a 3 to 4x mean? Hold on, let me refresh this. Okay, so a 3 to 4x, that means if you had $1, let's say you invested $100, a 3x would be $300. A 4x would be $400. That's a 3 to 4x. That's what that means. All right, let's check out the tokenomics on this. $45 million market cap. The FDV is 75 million. So there's a little bit of inflation. It already hit the retracement, so I think it could go to price discovery would be the next macro, $2.40 for DII. And then in the micro, let's pull this for the micro. Micro retracement would be 86 cents. The total 3 looks okay, but some individual alts look crappy, close to April lows. VeChain is close. Is VeChain close? I hope so. I hope so. Because we will pray for these days. One day, weeks or months from now, we're going to pray for these days again. We're going to wish that these days were here. We're going to like, man, if I would just have bought a little bit more. If I just wasn't so caught up in the emotional warfare. I don't know, bro. I would just say that this is just testing the trend again. It's got a decent way to go before we could say that. I mean, 20%, I guess. But VeChain was one of the ones that didn't even make a low in April. VeChain was just on an uptrend. Good morning from Down Under Ski and Savages. What is up? Great buying VeChain. Thanks. Will altcoins perform the best in Q3 or Q4 alt season? I think so. 300 to 400% gain. That's right. Polka dot chart. Not good to overextend though. 100%. Do not overextend yourself. Do not max out your credit cards. You know, if you cannot afford to have your investments just be sitting on the sideline for a year, 2 years, 3 years, I don't think that you should not be investing your rent money, right? You should not be investing your mortgage or your car payment or anything like that, hoping that, hey, in the next 3 weeks, this is going to 1x, 2x, I'll be able to pay off everything, come back. That's the wrong answer. Do not overextend yourself. Absolutely. Do not. Thank you for the gifts, Alan, Baz, Francesca, Irish Dano, Hidden Gems, and Kochi. Thank you guys for the gifts. Yes, savages. Are alts cooked? A5 Wagyu? Yes. A5 Wagyu cooked? Yes. Cooked as in over? No. Bro, you think macro factors bull run bleeds into Q1 2026? Very plausible, J.O. I think that's super plausible. Maybe less about the macro factors and more about, I think literally, we talked about this yesterday, I literally think that Trump set us back a good 6 months with the launching of the meme coins. And I think it's a net neutral, but objectively we can look at things and be objective about things. But I think it's a net neutral because I think that we were ahead of schedule. And then with the Trump meme coin launches, it made Euphoria be ahead of schedule. And then especially Melody. And then what it did was it stole $75 billion of liquidity. And that is terrible news for right now, but it's great news for the long term because what that liquidity stealing did was it made a lot of dead projects that were not real projects, not real players. It made them go by the wayside. And that's a good thing long term. So that's why I think it's a net neutral. As in it set us back a good 6 months. That sucks. But it also got rid of a lot of nonsense. That's awesome. So that's why I think it's a net neutral, but I do think it set us back 6 months. Alex, buy levels on alts look interesting. Ski, I'm all in ADA, 59 cents today. You think will be good? Thanks, Ski. Love the content. I appreciate you, brother. I appreciate you, brother. Says, I've been demoted to number 2. You hate to see it. I'm about 50% USDT. If you smoke them, if you got them. Baz, thanks for the gifts. Thanks for the roses, Gav's dad. Do you believe we will see a new all-time high before the new year in most alts? I don't know about most alts, but definitely a lot of alts. Most would imply like almost everything. And the thing is, about most alts is so many of them have bad tokenomics. So I'm not going to say most alts, but I do think a lot of them will. And I think most of them will retrace if you're measuring market cap. Does that make sense? Right? I'll give you one example real quick. Like Filecoin, for instance. Like, I don't think Filecoin has a chance of making an all-time high because there's been like 10x of the supply delusion, right? But if you want to make an argument that Filecoin's market cap, which is the true price of a coin, is going to retrace to $10 billion, okay, I'll buy that. You know what I mean? Most coins' market cap by this year, I think, will retrace, which is to the 618.5 to the 702 Fibonacci retracement. A lot of them will make all-time highs, but I think measuring things in market cap will give you the true price. It says, can you hype us up today, bro? We need it. This is when the savages are forged. Everybody wants to buy dips. Everyone wishes that they had dips until dips actually happen. It's time to nut up or shut up. Smoke them if you got them. All right. Let's check out DOT. I think we talked about it, but I think it's a 3 to 4x minimum. Everybody wants a dip until we actually get a dip. All right, yeah, so 3x is the micro 1618. 6x is the macro retracement, and then the macro price discovery is a 13x. So that to me is my high, medium, low. API 3, I think, what's everyone buying? To my favorite 100, it's still the value plays. My favorite 100x play is Solnic. Literally at the bottom of the range again. I'd literally not trying to hype anyone up. Do not think it's going to get better than this. Can we borrow against Solnic yet? Not yet. We are still working on it. But you can stake your Solnic for 30% APY. Or not APY, 30% yield. ADA, $2, $4, $6, $8. Those are my targets. I put in a long on ADA. And I do low leverage. Listen, I'm not telling you what to do. Let me give you the context of how I invest and the context of how I trade. So I swing trade when I'm trading. I do very low leverage, and this puts me in a position to be in the sort of wrong flavor for weeks at a time. And I'm okay being 20% down for weeks at a time. That doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me at all. And so I just DCA and I'll be in the wrong flavor until it wakes up. And I know about the market. It's boring, boring, boring until it's not. So I've added to my 88 position. It's not even in the red. 90K next stop. 90K is this season's 12K. When Bitcoin was at 16K and everybody and their brother was calling for 12K. That is this season's 12K. Like, okay, I want you to think about this logically. Just think about this practically. You don't need to be a chart nerd like me, right? Just think about it logically, practically. Bitcoin right now is at $104,700. Feds are not cutting rates. There was a status hack. World War III is on our doorstep. Economic struggles. Right? What is it going to take to get us there? If World War III cannot get us there, what is it going to take? If the trade wars could not get us there, what is it going to take? let me know. Like, what event are we waiting for? What event are we waiting for? You let me know. My targets are still the same. Yes, 20 cents, 40 cents, 60 cents. Those are my macro targets. Says, thank you for being someone I can listen to and trust instead of the shillers. Thank you. Appreciate you, bro. I do my best. Listen, I live and die by my own sword. I don't get everything right, but I have a pretty damn good track record. And I would put my track record against anybody. And when I'm wrong, I admit that I'm wrong. And I eat that. And I admit it like a man. I've been wrong before, but I have a good track record and I have the same process and I trust my process. I need suggestions. Push more ZBAC or Solnick. ZBAC is already top. Listen, I said on my mama, on my hood, on everything that I love, I said that ZBAC has already hit my macro targets. Half of it. When it was before in April, on everything, bro. On everything, bro. When it gave you a year at this price, my targets were half of a penny, 7/10 of a penny, and then 1 penny. We already did it. Maybe it gets to a penny. If we're lucky, we're blessed and highly favored. You're talking about a 1x. Why am I number 3? I've made way more. I don't know. I don't know how the algorithm works. Will XRP reach $50 by 2030 because of the SWIFT? Okay, so 2030, I think that that's reasonable. 2030, I would say basically is the next bull market. Right? If we were expecting this one to last into 2026, which I think is super reasonable, then that would mean that would basically be the following bull market, right? So let's just play this out. Because my target is about $12, right? That to me is the most, really it's $5 to $8, but you could talk me into $12. So let's say it goes to $12 and then it comes back to, let's say it comes back to $2.50. Then that would mean that the next one would be about $35. So yeah, that $35 to $41, I think that that's reasonable, $50 by 2030. What's your take on Chainlink for the short term, midterm? I'm in a long on Chainlink right now, meaning I believe in it for the next 15 to 30 days. And Chainlink also is in my kids' portfolio, meaning I believe in it for the next 15 to 30 years. But for this next year or so, my target is $38 minimum, $78 medium, and $178 is my bull case scenario. Do you see further dip with Uniswap? Again, like, what event is it going to take? What I'm seeing is retail is panicking, and we've had 7 straight days of inflows on ETFs. We've had 7 straight days of positive inflows on ETFs. That's what I'm seeing. Retail is panicking, institutions are buying. Now, you might be like, well, they're not buying Uniswap. I agree. They're not. But they are buying Ethereum. They are buying Bitcoin. They're very soon going to be buying XRP. They're very soon going to be buying Solana. So, yes, I agree. They're not buying Uniswap. but they are buying the stuff that it's built on, and rising tides floats all ships. So market cap, what could we see? So I think that this definitely is going to hold $3 billion. This is a decent bit of support over here. I don't see it getting below $4 billion market cap, which is, honestly, Uniswap is one of the few that in the super micro that looks really good as well. That's a 10% correction. This is one of the few that actually looks good in the micro as well as the macro. Like, a lot of stuff doesn't look amazing in the super, super micro. A lot of people say we are cooked. It's my first cycle. I'm still waiting for alt season. Listen, here's the one thing that if you could learn one thing from your boy Ski, and only one thing, this is what I wish that you could learn from me. Retail is always wrong. Am I retail? Yes, I am. Is your boy Ski retail? Yes, I am. But whatever the popular narrative is, I have never seen it be correct. I've been in this game for 10 years, and whatever the popular narrative is, from retail, from TikTok, from Twitter, it's literally never correct. You think Link will hit the 3618? Plausible, but I'm going to be taking profit at the retracement and the 1618. Two. If you hadn't commented on White Rock already, interested in your thoughts. I never was a part of White Rock, but from what I understand, it's the team is not great. I don't know enough to talk about it, is the truth. I can look at the charts and tell you what I think, but I don't know enough about the project to give you my thoughts. I can tell you, though, this already went parabolic, and it's got some work to do. So this went to the 1618 distribution. This is your markdown. Best case scenario, it's going to chop and accumulate for a minute. It's got some work to do. Best case scenario is you're going to be chopping sideways and boring, but in reality, you have not broken this downtrend yet. And the rules of Wyckoff are you really want to break the downtrend before you start aggressively accumulating. Are AI plays like Max ever going to bounce again? Is their moment over? The reality is the cycles of these narratives. People try to front run narratives, and that there might be some merit to that, because I do think that some narratives will pop off before others, right? Certainly. But the reality is, it's more of like pass fail. It's more of day or night. And what do I mean by that? Okay. It's not really about picking and choosing the correct narratives that are going to run and then hopping on that. There is a little bit to that, I would say. I'm not going to be like, that's nothing. But in reality, 80-90% of it is pass fail, day night. Meaning, is the sun risen? Meaning, is Bitcoin breaking into price discovery, and is Ethereum following right behind it? When you see those things take place, that enables and it gives life to whatever narrative you want. X narrative, science, DeSci, AI, memes, DeFi, it doesn't matter. They all are in the proper, they have the proper ingredients to do their thing. They have sugar, they have spice, they have everything nice. So is there a little bit of front running certain narratives? Maybe a little bit. But to me, the much bigger question that needs to be answered is Is Bitcoin going to make all-time highs? Is Ethereum going to follow along? My vote is yes. In the next coming months, that is going to happen. And then my vote is then the other narratives will start to wake up. Jerome hates us. Is ZBAC a good investment? In my opinion, no, it is not. Not at this level. Because it gave you a year of this price, right? We've talked about this on my channel for a long time. It gave you a year of this price. And on my mama, on my hood, on everything I love, I said that this is Wyckoff accumulation, and I gave my price targets for half of a penny, 7/10 of a penny, and then I even said that the parabolic was 1 penny. So here we are, half of a penny, 7/10 of a penny. Okay, this did a 9x in like 40 days. Do you want to buy a 9x in 40 days after it's already done a 9x in 40 days? I don't. Now, I would love to be face meltingly wrong. I would love for this to go to 10 cents. I don't have a horse in the race, but I'm just showing you like what is the highest probability. I think that's the highest probability. Does that make sense? Can you look at Solnic? Solnic's at the bottom of the range. And quite literally, I don't think you're going to get a better opportunity. That is what I think. I'm not trying to be hyperbolic here, but I think that this is the best opportunity that you're going to get for Solnic. We already have 22 million Solnic that are being staked right now. And that number is growing every day. That is over 2% of the supply is staked. And most of it is for 2 years. And that number, we have only had staking live on version 2, I think, for 3 days now. And we already have 22% of the entire supply is already locked up. Where is Solnic? It's simple supply plus demand. That is it. But we're just at the bottom of the range again. Okay? Still making higher highs, still making higher lows. I think that in the next micro leg, we're going to go to about $40 million market cap. And still over the course of the next year, my price targets for Solnic are 7.5 cents, bare minimum, or I will shave my beard. $1 and $5.89. Literally, this is about as good as it's going to get. I do not think that you're going to get a better opportunity than being at the bottom of the range again. Did VeChain bottom out? How do you stake Solnic? I made a video about it on the Solnic account. It's the pinned video, Jody. So if you look up the Solnic account, you can see it. But if you go to staking.solniccoin.io, connect your wallet. Oh, so we have 23. I lied. Excuse me. I lied. I'm a liar. 23.29 million Solnic have been staked, and it has been 3 days. That is over 2% of the total supply. So you go to this website. By the way, on the Solnic account, you can see this. You can see it. It's on the Twitter and on the TikTok. But this is the website, staking.solniccoin.io. Connect your wallet, and then you pick whatever. You get 3% for 90 days, 7% for 180 days, 15% for 365 days, and 30% for 720 days. So that is how you do that. Solnic is my number one 100x play. And you can earn money on your money. That is the whole entire point of the BYOB movement. Says, dude, I just want to know because I have 12K worth of investment and this market has been difficult. Listen, brother, if it were easy, everybody would do it. If it were easy, everybody would do it. It's not. Everyone wants life-changing money. What's the price? This is the price. You wanted this. What's the Shia LaBeouf meme? You wanted this, now we're here. This is the price. Everyone wants life-changing money. This is the price. Everyone wants 10x gains. What's the price of 10x gains? 50% dips. 6 months of grueling and sideways. That's the price of a 10x. There ain't no free lunch. There ain't no free lunch. Nothing is free. What's the price to 10x gains? It's volatility. It's grueling 6+ months of just nothing. You get nothing. You lose. But you're good, bro. Just keep DCAing into your fundamental projects with low to no inflation, and eventually you will be rewarded. That's what this game is. That's what the staking is all about. Okay? This game, in a nutshell, it transfers from the impatient, the wealth from the impatient to the patient. That is what this game is in a nutshell. I started off with 5K, just buying the dips, and I'm now at 12K. And keep that perspective, bro. This is the perspective you need to keep when you have bad days or bad weeks. Okay, so you've more than doubled your money. You've basically 150% your investment. And I want you to understand how difficult that is to do in stocks. How difficult that is to do in real estate. Do you know how long it would take you of investing into your 401k for it to do a 150% move? It's going to take you like your entire career of working if you're lucky. And you've done that. Bravo. Keep up the good work and keep that perspective. Dan says, I stake my coins on V1. Will they still be claimed at the end of the night? Yes. You need to do nothing. If Flux loses 17 to 18% range, what's the next level you think we're looking at? Okay, so let me give you a little bit of hopium, but this is real. So on this micro downtrend here from Flux, we have a bullish divergence. So this is on a downtrend and the RSI is on an uptrend. That is a divergence. So what am I saying? I think that this is going to hold. That is my prediction. That is my prediction for Flux. This will hold. This too shall pass. All right, someone asked me about VeChain. Welcome back, Ski. Yeah, my other account got banned. It is what it is. Make sure you guys drop a follow here and follow me everywhere. Hint, hint, wink, wink. The words that shall not be said on TikTok, for Big Brother is watching. Make sure you follow me everywhere. Because there's other things that I've never had any video ever taken down ever. Not one. All right. Let's go, Flux. Someone asked me about VeChain. Is VeChain bottom? So this has been support for literally since 2019. Just off of that, there's a high plausibility. Let's go on a smaller time frame here and see if we can see anything. Same thing as flux. This is a bullish divergence. So you have a downtrend, but you have an uptrend with the so I'm going to show it to you so you can see. Okay, so we have a downtrend, right? Micro, but there's also a macro uptrend. So this is a divergence. Now that doesn't mean tomorrow, that doesn't mean go 100x long, none of that, but this means very soon this is going to start to round out of here. And my prediction is that this will hold. Drop a follow, y'all. Polkadot. I like Polkadot a lot here. I like Polkadot in the micro. I like Polkadot in the macro. I think the chart looks really good to me. Same thing. Solnick contract address. I need to make you a moderator, brother. I need to do that. I think I have to follow you, maybe. Add as a moderator. Boom. Are you a moderator now? Irish Dano. There we go. Should be good. XTZ. All right. Let's check out XTZ. Ski, house sold, car sold, dog sold, cat sold, tax money, all in on crypto. That's what it takes. That's what it takes, brother. All right, let's check out XTZ. Macro, this looks like Wyckoff accumulation. Micro, still a bit of a downtrend here. You could say that this is your selling climax, secondary test. You could say that this is the spring. If that holds, then that would be a reversal. Let's see. Do we have anything? Okay, yes. Even on the daily, this is a divergence. So downtrend, uptrend. That's a divergence. So this looks like a high probability of being the spring right here. And this would be your test. Me, myself, and I says, Ski, you the only content creator that keeps me hyped and level-headed. Appreciate you. I appreciate you, brother. VeChain, 20 cents, 40 cents, 60 cents. That's my high, medium, low. VeChain is in my kid's portfolio, and I'm actively in a long on VeChain right now. What's the probability? What's the probability of that hitting a 10x this bull run? Of what? Casper network price prediction. Listen, I never bought into Casper, the red one, not one time. In 2022, 2023, I was asked about Casper. I'm going to pretend like you're asking me about Casper the first time, and it's 2022. Let's go back in time because I had another account. Let's pretend it's 2022. It's late 2022, early 2023, and you're like, Ski, what do you think about Casper? Here's exactly, this is my whole career on Casper. Are you ready? We're pretending right now. It's 2022. You just asked me about Casper. All right, let's see. I don't know. I pulled it up, and I said, huh, what is this chart? 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 No, thank you. And that was the end of Casper for me. When I see stuff like this, like I don't have any interest in this. I don't know how to project this. Like, this is not a normal thing that's happened here, and they keep diluting the supply. Price equals supply plus demand. I don't know if this was like a, because 2023 Casper was all the rage. Okay. Here's some hopium on Casper. Market cap 141, FDV is 146. So all the delusion of the supply, it looks like it's already happened. So that's a step in the right direction. But I'm just telling you, like, where I was at with Casper, I was not a fan. The first time I ever saw this chart, I was like, I don't have any interest in this. And that was the end of Casper for me. So let's see. But it's still making new lows is the crazy thing to this day. So I don't know. You could maybe call this the spring. Maybe this is the spring. Retracement would be 13 cents, which that's pretty dang good. That's a 10x. I would take profit there. I would take profit at 236, 6 cents, and 13 cents. I haven't been a fan of it, not one time. Maybe I'm just like biased because they didn't like pay me to shill it. You know what I mean? They paid everybody else, it seemed like, in 2023, but they didn't reach out to your boy Ski. That's not the real reason.
Sanders got caught down 101 in the city.
Oh, shoot.
Just got released.
Not good. My brother just informed me. We have a sports channel. Check that out. Ski Sports. Redemption says I've followed Ski Sports channel now too. Let's go. He says Shador Sanders just got caught going 101 in the city.
Yesterday morning.
Dang it!
60-mile-per-hour speed zone. I think he was going 101.
I can't win for nothing with the Browns. I'm tired of this, Grandpa. You guys think that it's like Ski, how do you deal with all this grueling in cryptocurrency? It's like, bro, I'm a Browns fan. This is my life. I like the pain. It fuels me. I like the pain. Uni. I like Uni. But Redemption, thank you for the support on the other channel. And if you guys are interested in that, make sure you check it out too. Chain link. Chain link. $38 minimum. $78 medium. $178 bull case scenario. Says I'm a Browns fan here too as well. That's how you know I'm loyal. The Browns are being sold to the CFL. Bro, chill. Now you're trolling me, Tim. What leverage do you like to use? Longs. 3x is my sweet spot. I eat at 3x. But I generally do not go above 5x leverage. 3x is 3 to 4x is where I like to hang out. Listen, you don't need crazy amounts of leverage to make crazy amounts of gains. I promise you, you don't. I promise you, you don't need crazy amounts of leverage to make crazy amounts of gains. Why? Because what is the purpose of having crazy amounts of leverage in the context of futures trading with the stock market? The purpose is because there's not a lot of volatility in the stock market. So you make up for that with lots of leverage. Guess what is so awesome about crypto? It natively, stock out of the box, is super volatile. 10% swings happen every hour. So you don't need lots of leverage to make up for the lack of volatility that crypto provides for you. How can I get that fan card? I got 30,000 here. What fan card are we talking about? What fan card are we talking about here? Thoughts on Sui? Better question. If Sui hits 220, are you a buyer? If Sui hits 220, am I a buyer? Yes, I am a buyer at 220. Yes, I am. This is on a downtrend right now, though. This is your markdown accumulation sign of strength back test. Now, this back test is clearly still on a downtrend. So I don't have any interest in it right now. No. Let's go on a smaller time frame and see if we see anything. Again, a lot of the market, I'm seeing this. And I wish I would have made this in my morning video, because I'm just now seeing this live, but a lot of the market is doing this right here, and this is early stages of a reversal, right? You see this at tops and you see this at bottoms. Okay. Example. So here, just the last little bit, right? So you see this divergence a lot of times play out at tops, and you see it at bottom. So this is the local top right here. And this is what I mean. You were having a divergence because it was making lower lows and lower highs while the price was going up. So you guys see this. Look. Well, so I'm talking about the RSI on SUI. At this local top, the price was rising as the RSI was lowering. That is a divergence, and it is a sign of change. Okay, you see that at reversal points. And the same thing is true now. Like, the price is still skidding, but what are we seeing? The RSI is making higher lows. So I think it's very near reversing. But absolutely, if it gets to 220, I'm a buyer of SUI. The cream rise to the top. He said, "You big mad Brandon." Uni, we went over Uni. Same thing. Like, listen, a lot of the Uni low key is one of the only ones in the micro. Like, a lot, I think most of the market in the medium term looks amazing. Long term, amazing. Uni is one of the only ones that's still, like, just holding up really good. Even in the super micro term. Like, it's still just in an uptrend. All right, make sure you guys drop a follow, okay? I go live Monday through Friday, 4 p.m. Central Time, and I'm also live with Alex, 9 a.m. Central Time on Fridays as well. So make sure you guys drop a follow and subscribe. That is going to be it for this time. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Make sure you follow me everywhere. Hint, hint, wink, wink. Everywhere. Okay, I can't say it because Big Brother is watching. Make sure you follow me everywhere. All right, that's going to be it for this time. I'll be live tomorrow, 4 p.m. Central Time. Listen, stay level-headed. I'll be uploading videos. It's never a good idea to make, you know, emotional decisions out of fear. It's never a good idea to make emotional decisions out of greed. So stay stoic, be slow moving, be disciplined, be patient, log how you're feeling, and don't worry, I'll be back tomorrow 4 p.m. Central Time, and we'll be uploading videos, so make sure you guys follow me everywhere. All right, guys, that is going to be it for this time. I appreciate each and every one of you guys.